Hi guys, and welcome to my January DVD and Blu-ray update. Basically, for those who don't know, every year I do an annual sort of Blu-ray update in January when I talk about all the stuff I've gotten with money that I've gotten from Christmas. I don't know whether this video is going up the day I record it, but if it is, tomorrow is my birthday, the 28th, so I don't know if this is coming out the day I record it. If it's not, then it's probably not even January anymore. But yeah, so February, most of the things I get will be from birthday money and stuff. But all this stuff I've got today, and there's quite a lot actually, I've got them with Christmas money. There is 2 Blu-ray movies, 1 Blu-ray TV set, 2 big DVD sets, and a complete series of a film series that I already owned a couple of the films in the franchise, and I didn't get all of them, so I decided to rectify that and get all of them. And the reason this video wasn't up more recent, because it could have been up last week, was because I was waiting for one of the films in the franchise to arrive. Literally, I probably ordered it a couple days after Christmas, so for it to take so long is not great, but it came from America, so whatever. I'm going to start off with the TV Blu-ray set that I got, because it's the first thing I got. I got it on Boxing Day, the day after my last update on Christmas Day, when I talked about everything I got for Christmas. So, it's a great show. It is True Detective, HBO anthology crime drama. This is the first season of it. For those who don't know, it's a HBO crime drama where each season has different characters and a different story, and they have nothing to do with each other. And there's only been 1 season so far, and this is it here. And it's a great show. If you've not seen it, definitely check it out. It's got Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson in it. They're really, really good in this show. It's such a great drama. I watched it when it was on TV and absolutely loved it, so I had to get it on Blu-ray. I didn't want to get it on DVD. I wanted to get it on Blu-ray because it's the way it's shot on 35mm film, or maybe it's 50mm film. I think it's 50 actually. So it has a very grainy, gritty sort of look to it at times, and I think the Blu-ray definitely does a great job of presenting that. It's a really good show. I want to talk about it more in depth in the future. So yeah, if you have not seen it, definitely track it down. It's probably my favourite HBO show so far. Although I haven't seen many, I watched half the first season of Game of Thrones, and that was it. So I don't really have much of a knowledge of HBO, so yeah. Jump cut. Sorry about that. Camera ran out of battery. Right. So next up, where should I go? Let's go with the 2 Blu-rays I've got, the 2 Blu-ray movies. 2 completely different movies that have nothing to do with each other. So I'm out of breath. I just had to run downstairs, and I'm unfit. I can't do this sort of thing. So first up is a movie that I actually wanted to get for Christmas, but I didn't. So I thought, you know what, I'll buy it myself because it's a great movie, one of my favourites of the year, and probably my favourite Marvel movie. It is Guardians of the Galaxy. I just noticed I was showing it off shot. A bit bad if I just said Guardians of the Galaxy. Can you see that? Can you see that? Despite the fact it's not even on the lens, but yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy. I really like this film. I definitely think it's a great film, and probably my favourite Marvel film so far. I'm sorry if I don't really talk much about these films. I don't have much to say about them, since a lot of them I've either talked a lot about them, or I'm going to be talking about them in the future. Like the whole series I'm doing a re-review of, because I already reviewed it once. The 2 shows haven't talked that much about, but I will be. This film I will be talking about sometime in the future, probably in my top 10 best films list. Yeah, I do talk about it on that, and the other Blu-rays definitely on the list, and I've already talked about it. So yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy, great film. If you have not seen this and you're a fan of the Marvel films, or even like space operas like Star Wars and stuff, then definitely get this watch, because it's a lot of fun. It's a very, very funny, action-packed film, a really great film. Good soundtrack, of course. The soundtrack, I think, was one of the highest grossing albums of the year, so that just kind of tells you how good the soundtrack to the film is. But yeah, everyone gives great performances in it. The effects are fantastic. I definitely think they should win best visual effects, because sometimes you can't distinguish what's an effect and what's real, which is amazing because most of the film is actually effects. So yeah, definitely a film to watch if you're a fan of Marvel films or space operas. So it's a great film. And next up is the other Blu-ray movie I got. Actually came out last week in the UK. Yeah, it was last week because I watched it over the weekend. It came out last week in the UK, and I pre-ordered it because I loved the film. I saw it in the cinema and was one of only 2 people there, and I did a review of it, and it's #1 on my favourite films of the year list. It is Boyhood. Yeah, it's a really, really good film from Richard Linklater. But I have problems with this Blu-ray actually. The film looks good. There's a lot of really, really terrible parts for the transfer, which I kind of blame the way it was shot on that, not really the film and the transfer. There's a few scenes, I think it must be around about year 9 or 10 when he's about 15. The quality looks really bad all of a sudden. Like, there's a scene at a party that is really terrible. There's like film burns everywhere and it just does not look right. And there's a lot of film burns and stuff on the film, which I don't mind, but at times it can be a little bit distracting, especially in the party scene, which looks really bad. And there's also a really bad scene in the dark room where he's developing photos where the colours of the room keep changing, where one shot the colours are very red and colourful, the other one is very bland red and kind of dry, and then it keeps switching back between the colours, and it doesn't look great. I think this is mainly because there's a rumoured release from Criterion in America, so they basically just made a sloppy release of this so Criterion can get all the good things. In the US, the Blu-ray does actually have a couple of special features, and this has almost none. It has a 2-minute documentary about the making of the film, and that's it. Whereas in the US, they have like a hour-long Q&A with the cast, and I think another like 20-minute long thing. I can't remember, but they got more than we do extras-wise. But it's still a great film. I still really, really love the film. So just because the transfer doesn't look great and there's no special features doesn't mean that I hate this movie. I love this movie still. It's one of my favourite films of the last probably decade. It's one of the best films I've ever seen in my life, which I said in the review. So definitely a great film if you're a fan of coming of age stories or Richard Linklater, because it definitely feels like one of his films, dialogue and directing wise, is really good. Right. Let's go with the TV box set. So I'll finish with the big collection of DVDs I got for a complete series. Sorry, I got something in my eye. Yeah, let's start with the smallest set. I got this quite cheap. It was £28 for 5 seasons of this show, and me and my dad actually split the price between us because we are both really big fans of the show, so we paid £14 each. And yeah, I'm really glad to have this. I'm not watching it again at the moment, but I will. But I've seen it twice already, so I'm not in a massive, desperate hurry to watch it. But I definitely will, because it's probably my favourite TV drama of all time. Not my favourite show, that is The Simpsons, but this is like, and Futurama. I remember I just did a top favourite TV list, which will be done soon. I've written it out. I'm just getting all the footage onto the computer at the moment, so maybe in the next month or so it'll be out. But yep, this is #2 on the list, so I'm kind of spoiling everything. And I've got #3 as well, which I'll be showing next. But yeah, it's a great show. I think I just showed it off in the shot. It's Breaking Bad, the complete series, not on Blu-ray. Just because the DVD was cheap, I thought, screw it, I'll get the DVD. If I change my mind and want to get the Blu-ray, I will. But yeah, I'm still glad to have this because it's a really good show. If you haven't seen Breaking Bad, go watch it. I'll be very surprised because most people have seen it now, or at least know what it is. It's basically about a chemistry teacher gets diagnosed with cancer, decides to team up with a former student of his to cook crystal meth because it's something he knows how to do because it's basic chemistry basically, and he becomes this big meth kingpin. and takes down a lot of the competition and stuff, and it's very, very exciting, very well done, smart and hilarious at times. Of course, Bryan Cranston's the star of it, and he does a great job. Everyone in the show gives great performances. This DVD isn't great because, look, it's got a massive ripped thing. It was like that when I bought it. I got it from CEX, the shop. And the next show I got also from there, but that was I bought it online on their website. But yeah, this was pre-owned, so I'm not complaining. £28, I mean, that's a pretty good price. And it of course comes in these two different things where they split it into two parts. What is annoying though is, look, it's the cardboard sleeves means, show that up close. Yeah, the discs are in cardboard sleeves, meaning that they get scratched easily, but hey, whatever. What can you do? It's still great to have the show again on. Again, I hadn't owned it before. I watched it on Netflix. Yes, great to own the show finally in some form of media, not just streaming it on Netflix. So, if you've got a Netflix account, this is probably a show you've watched. Actually, it's a show most people in Netflix have watched. But if you have not watched it yet, definitely check it out because it's a really good show. I would recommend it to pretty much anyone, and I definitely say stick with the first 3 seasons. If you don't like it after series 3, then you're not gonna like it at all. But yeah, it's not a show that takes a while to get into. It's just some people it does take a while to get into for them. Some people say like the first 3 seasons they weren't into it, but then season 4 got them into it. And with me, I was hooked like 2 episodes in, probably less than that. I think literally the first shot, probably the first scene where it's Walter White recording the video on his camcorder. That scene really got me into the show. I was like, wow, I don't know what's going to happen next. I'm really invested, and it is a great show. So definitely watch that if you haven't. And next up is a big set. I always hoped I'd have this. Sadly, there's no Blu-ray set in the UK anymore. It was released by Zavi, I think that's the website. But yeah, it was an exclusive thing to their site, and they only had a limited amount of copies. And of course, this show finished in 2013, so it's out of print. The US, it's region locked, I think. If it's not, it's super expensive. It'll be like £200-300 to get it imported, and then I have to pay customs and stuff. It just isn't worth it because, you know, I would like to own the show. I'll just own it on DVD, and if I want to watch in HD, I've got the 720 versions on Netflix. I know they're not 1080, but hey, I can live with it, and I'll be fine with the DVDs anyway because at least I can watch the show. It's a show I referenced loads last year when I was first watching it because it really took over my life for a little bit. When I finished Breaking Bad, there was like nothing that could fill the void. I watched the first season of Twin Peaks, didn't really get into it, which is weird because the second season is nowhere near as good, but when I watched the second season, that's when I got into the show. I don't understand it because, yeah, I have massive problems with the second season, but it hooked me into the show, especially the first bit. But, yeah, there's a show I referenced a lot. It is, of course, Dexter, the complete series. All 8 seasons in this big box. Yeah, also from CEX, from their website. I did have a few problems with the set. It's just the box is a bit tattered, which is, you know, it's expected. And if you take the lid off, this lid is a bit ripped. You see there's these 2 big boxes in there, which I think is a smart design actually. It's much more efficient, I think, much better. But let's see if I can show it. You can't really see it, I don't think you'd be able to see it. Here's season 4. He's season 1 to 4. See, the problem with that is they advertise the fact that there's a baby in it, so you know that Dexter's going to have a baby if you've never seen the show. You can't really see it, can you? You can see it a little bit up there. Basically, if I open it up, you'll be able to see it. Yeah, the case is cracked. This isn't a huge problem, I mean, yeah, it's annoying, but it's not like it's going to be hiding inside the box anyway, so it's going to be away from people so they won't see it. And I don't really mind that much. I'm not too picky with stuff like that. If it's like a tiny thing wrong with it, I'm not going to send the entire set back just so I can get another one. I did point in, they asked me to do a review of their site, and I basically just said one of the boxes was slightly damaged, but I don't mind. They did say if you want, you can contact them and they'll get you a replacement, but what's the point? Loads of hassle for like a tiny little issue that isn't that big of a problem. But yeah, I love this show. It's about a serial killer who works for the police. Basically, he's a blood spatter analyst, so he works in the labs and stuff, and in forensics. I mean, he goes around killing criminals who have gotten away with it, who either got unfair sentences, like they killed someone and then got done for manslaughter and spent like 2 years in prison or something, or like a few months. So he's going around killing these people and people who haven't been detected yet. He tracks down a lot of serial killers who if there's sometimes the serial killers that the police are going after, and he thinks he can infiltrate them and kill them first. So he does that a lot. He does stop doing that in like season 7, I think it is, because when someone finds out, I won't spoil it, but someone finds out he's a serial killer and basically tells him to stop doing it, otherwise he'll get caught. But yeah, it's a great show. I almost did spoil it there, but I won't, because it's a big plot point and it's very cool when it happens and very powerful. I love this show. The first 7 seasons I like, at least like all of them. I loved the first 2. Season 3 was okay. Season 4 is the best one of them all, one of my favourite seasons of any show ever. 5, I like it more than most people do, I think, because Season 4 was so great. Season 5 is a bit disappointing for a lot of people because it's different. Season 6 is okay, it has massive problems, but there's some really good episodes in. Season 7, massive return to form, just as good as the first 2 seasons. And Season 8 is just dreadful. Everyone hates Season 8. It's awful, terrible end to the show. But I love the show, and yeah, I'm glad to own it. It'll be exciting to see if they do anything more with this. It's definitely a show they can carry on, I guess. I think it's public knowledge now that, you know, people know that it has a kind of an open ending. I won't spoil the ending, but it has kind of an open ending, so there can be more episodes. So yeah, kind of Breaking Bad kind of did in a way, but yeah, without spoiling anything, I'll say it kind of does and kind of doesn't. Same with this show. So yeah, and that's it. We're just down to the final thing. Should I put all the films in order now? Because one of them only arrived today, and it's like the 7th in the season. The series, I mean, not season. Yeah, the 7th film in the series. And all the others arrived weeks ago, but this one just arrived today, and it's covered in tape. Didn't actually really look at this, but yeah, it's covered in tape. That's annoying me. There, it's off. Yeah, this is a series of slasher movies that I really like, and I need to watch them all again, and I will be watching them all again because I am, of course, going to be re-reviewing them. They're the 3rd series I ever reviewed. I had the first 2 already, so I just had to get the others, and I did. It is the Friday the 13th movie, so I'll just show each one off. And I got a combination, like I did with the Halloween movies, got a combination of Region 2 and Region 1 DVDs. I just got the ones that were the cheapest, and most of them were Region 1. And there's a few Canadian ones, so they have the name on the spine and then the name again, but in French. So first off, Friday the 13th Part 3. It sounds quite light. Yeah. For some reason it just sounded really light. Didn't feel like there was a... no, not sounded. Felt really light. Didn't feel like there was a DVD in there. But yeah, I like this one. It's probably one of the most underrated ones in the series. Probably my favourite, along with the 4th one, which is next. Amazing segue. Yeah, Friday the 13th, the final chapter. This does have some weight to it, but yeah, it's got a booklet thing. Oh, what's this? Wow, Paramount DVD thing. So this isn't a booklet, it's just the scene selection thing. Yeah, oh, it's got a security tag inside of it. The remake of this actually had a security tag. You know how sometimes, yeah, when you pick up a DVD, it'll have like the security thing inside there, so you can't open the DVD or like jam. The remake had that, so luckily my mum works in the shop, so she went in and got someone to take it out. Otherwise I wouldn't be able to watch it, and I would have had to have sent it back because I bought it like that. Then we have part 5, the one a lot of people hate the most. Not my least favourite. I don't think it's as bad as people say it is. I think people only shit on this movie because of the ending. Without that, apart from that, it's not too bad a film. This is Region 2, and there's 2 others that are Region 2 as well. Okay, part 6, Jason Lives. Yeah, I like this one as well. For a second I was looking at it and it just didn't look right, but I think that's how it's meant to look. It's just some of the, I don't know if you can see that, the picture looked a bit stripy. It looked like it was a photocopy, but I don't think it is. Yeah, and this one has the security tag thing here. Yeah, that's what that last one had. Oh well. Part 7, The New Blood. This is the one that just arrived. Took ages to come. I didn't think it was going to come. I thought I was going to have to email them. I had a week left in the timeline, the time slot. So if it hadn't come by next week, I would have asked for a refund or replacement. So yeah, there's nothing really I can say about the inside of that. It doesn't have a security tag or anything. Part 8. 7, not 8, 7. I like this one actually. I like it a lot. I like the 6th one as well. I think the 6th and 7th one are probably 2 of my favourites in the series. 6 and 7 are really, for me, the guilty pleasures for me. I don't think they're great films. I don't think any of the movies are great films except for maybe the first one at a stretch. But I just enjoy them for how cheesy they are and how fun they are. So, yep. One of my least favourite ones is this one, the first Canadian one, and box looks all melted. Jason Takes Manhattan. Yeah, if you look, I don't know if you can see that, the box, it looks so melted and horrible. My Blu-ray of Prometheus has that problem, but there was a reason behind that, because it had a sticker on it where from this shop I bought it from, they must have like industrial super glue or something, because you cannot get these stickers off. And my dad said if you put it over a boiling kettle, that will get it off, and it just completely fucked up the case. So yeah, I wonder if that had a sticker and they wanted to get it off. I don't know. There doesn't look like there was a sticker on the Prometheus Blu-ray. You can tell there was a sticker. Yeah, this Canadian one, as you can see, says the film name twice. There's not really much I can say about this. I don't like this movie. Another UK one, Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday, my least favourite in the series. One of the worst films I've ever seen in my entire life. Just absolutely awful. There's nothing really I can say about that. Next, this one has tape on it as well. It's a fascination with putting tape on my DVDs. Another Canadian one. Okay, so it's Jason X. Apparently the French translation of Jason X is Jason X, but upside down. Okay, I was like trying to work out what makes it different. Oh, it's upside down. Yippee. Yep. That's my opinion of this film, just a load of grunting noises. I don't hate it, I don't like it. It's just there. It has a lot of terrible things about it, a lot of interesting, unique things about it, and I enjoy a lot of it, but there's so many awful things about this film. It does have an original documentary about the history of Jason, and apparently it's in French as well. Courts and métrage inédit, The Many Lives of Jason Voorhees, un documentaire sur l'histoire de Jason. I'd probably just pronounce every single one of those words completely wrong because I don't speak French. And finally, the remake. I like the remake quite a bit. I know a lot of people don't. I've always liked the remake. This is the one with the security tag thing. You can't tell. You never normally can anyway. So yeah, I like this movie. It's decent, much better than a lot of people say it is. And for a remake, it's fun. Especially, actually no, not especially for one from Platinum Dunes. I also enjoyed the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake that they did. So yeah, because it's produced by Michael Bay. So it's actually directed by the person who directed the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. I did not know that. I probably said it in the review I did a couple of years ago, but that was 2 years ago. I cannot remember anything I said about those films. I can't remember which ones I gave good reviews and which ones I gave bad reviews. Remember I gave Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, Jason Goes to Hell, and Jason X, all bad reviews. So, and I think the second one as well gave a bad review. So that's all of the films I've gotten over January. So honestly not loads, but still quite a bit. I spent a lot of money mainly on the 2 box sets. I wanted to get Twin Peaks and Bates Motel as well, but Bates Motel, I got the Friday the 13th films instead of Bates Motel. If I hadn't got the Friday the 13th ones, I would have got Bates Motel. And Twin Peaks went massively up in price all of a sudden and has not gone down. It was about £35, which I was fine with. I would have paid that, and then it went up to £45. And I was like, I'll wait till it goes back to £35. And now it's about £55. It just keeps going up. So I don't know whether there's the Blu-rays going out of print, whether Paramount or whoever it is aren't putting much effort into it anymore, don't really care, or whether it didn't sell well, or whether they're just trying to not sell much because the new show comes out in 2016 and they want people to get the new deluxe ultra complete set. I don't know, but that's kind of inevitably going to happen where they release everything again, maybe just with the new show added in and maybe an extra documentary or two, just like 5-minute documentaries to get people to rebuy it. Yeah, that's besides the point. Yeah, that's everything I've gotten. There will be another update probably next month, and try to do one every couple of months. It depends on how many DVDs and Blu-rays I get. So yeah, I don't think I got anything else, so I think I should just end the video now. I'm probably gonna like look over one time and then realise there's like 4 films I left out, but no, I'm pretty sure that's everything. So yeah, pretty good haul, I guess. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.